Thanks for coming to the station this afternoon, Detective. The FBI needs your assistance with this important investigation. A bunch of commas, periods, capitalized letters, and lowercase letters have escaped from Alcatraz Island. They're hiding in plain sight within random school kids' writing assignments.
Wow, that's a good hiding spot. They aren't messing around this time. How are we going to distinguish between the guilty punctuation and the innocent?
We're going to need to step up our game if we're going to bring these crooks to justice, that's how. Our undercover officers have been monitoring the suspect's activity. I've also had a private investigator photograph some recent hideout spots where they were last seen. All we have to do is review the photos and find these escapees.
Where do we start?
Based on my officers' observations, transition words such as however, but, nevertheless, therefore, similarly, finally, and other similar words always hang out with innocent commas.
An interesting pattern indeed. Perhaps the transition words are a good influence on the comma's behavior.
Possibly. But you can be sure beyond a reasonable doubt that commas hanging out next to transition words are innocent. They also hang out with lists, like the list of transition words I mentioned 2 seconds ago.
Such as, however, but, nevertheless. Oh yeah, you're right.
Those commas hanging out in your list, they're as harmless as a fly. 100% innocent.
Yeah, alright, enough of the boring, innocent commas. I want to bust some guilty ones.
Guilty commas hang out in large crowds. Between 2 independent clauses.
What do you mean? What's an independent clause?
Glad you asked. An independent clause is a complete sentence. A complete sentence must have a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. When I saw a guilty comma yesterday...
When you saw the guilty comma yesterday, what? What happened?
Aha! You just noticed the dependent clause I used. A dependent clause is an incomplete sentence because they lack a complete thought. Therefore, innocent commas always hang out with the dependent and independent clauses forming a complete thought.
Ah, that's cute. The dependent clause and independent clause make the perfect couple. The comma is like the romantic candlelight and the fancy dinner holding them together. Alright, back to business. When you saw the guilty comma yesterday, it was hiding between 2 independent clauses. I get it.
That comma hiding in your speech is correct. It's hanging out next to a dependent clause.
Watch out, director. There's a guilty comma hiding in your speech.
Ha! Busted! That comma's gonna spend a long time in its cold cell reflecting on its crimes. Good work, Detective. I think it's time we send you out on your mission. Greetings, student detectives watching this training video. As a detective preparing to join our task force, your job is to learn from our experienced detectives and practice catching criminals. Right now, we're short on staff. So we need you to step up and help the police department and FBI catch these criminals. To get you started, we'll be displaying a practice paragraph on the board. It will be filled with both guilty and innocent commas. Your teacher, who is an undercover investigator in our department, will read through the paragraph, and you will work together to find all the guilty commas in hiding. Keep in mind that in our justice system, suspects are innocent until proven guilty. So you'll have to provide evidence as to why any comma you arrest is guilty. If you have any questions, now would be the time to raise your hand and ask. Good luck with your training. All right, detectives, I hope you're ready for your mission. In front of you is your detective handbook that includes the incriminating photographs that will help us catch these criminal commas. You should circle the innocent commas and underline the guilty ones. After the 3-minute timer appears on screen, you can start reading the paragraph and busting commas. When the timer reaches 0, a musical sound will play indicating that you should refocus your attention back to the video. We'll go over all the correct answers so you can calculate your scores. You should not look ahead to the other missions until we start working on them. Mission 1 is about to begin. Are you ready? Time's up, detectives. Let's see how many commas you busted. On screen, you'll see where all the guilty commas were hiding and where the innocent ones were chilling. In your detective handbook, add up the number of guilty commas you successfully arrested, subtract the number of innocent commas who were wrongly put in jail to get your final score. Take 2 minutes to review your work and ask any questions you have. Then we'll move on to the next mission. Are you ready for mission 2? will begin in 10 seconds. Okay, detectives, return to the station. Let's see how many commas you busted. You know the drill. Count the number of guilty commas you busted and subtract the number of innocent ones you wrongly accused. Let's see your final scores. Don't forget to raise your hand and ask questions if you have any.